Hi guys, welcome back to Bok Bok Bouquet. Some of you guys might already know that we are officially engaged.
Yeah.
So
A lot of you thought we were already married, but
we weren't yet. So we are now, though. We did have I did do the
we're not
proposal.
married yet.
We're not married yet, but I did
Yeah.
the proposal in a hot air balloon over in Mexico, over the ancient pyramids of Teotihuacan. But I was telling my brother about it, and he said you guys should tell the story, give us a little bit of the behind the scenes because there's a lot that you
There's
guys
a little
don't know.
drama. A little embarrassing. What you thought bad could happen actually did, but
So I'll let you tell them what exactly happened after I got down on one knee, gave you the ring.
well, I was crying. I was so happy, and I could see the emotions on his face. I'd never seen a look of so much happiness on his face, and then at the same time the tears in his eyes, and so it was really emotional, and I was just caught up in the moment, so caught up in the moment, and so high on life, and we were so happy that I didn't notice. I couldn't feel the ring on my finger. I dropped the ring. It was a little too big, and
While we were on a hot air balloon.
I couldn't find the ring, and so it was loose, and I was just he put it on my finger, just too happy in the moment to think oh, I guess it could fall off. And they said it was going to be really cold up there. You're high in the sky, and it was early morning, so I was
It's a
wearing,
sunrise hot air balloon, so you're there
Yeah.
before the sun's even fully out, and you're up high.
So I was wearing 2 coats and a beanie, and I was just slowly undressing as we were up there because it actually was pretty hot. You're standing by a fire pit, the big old torch was burning, and I was just getting so hot that I was just slowly undressing, and I had a tote, so I was just throwing stuff in there, and that must have been when it fell off. So I start looking everywhere on the ground, and I couldn't see it anywhere, and I was secretly trying to look, hoping I could just see it down there without
But I
him
saw her.
noticing.
I saw it.
I didn't want him to know. Oh my god. I was just I was starting to get so upset, and then once he found out that I lost it, I couldn't lie to him.
Yeah, I was like, are you serious? I couldn't believe it, but part of it is my fault because I didn't have the ring sized. I thought it was a size 6 anyway that she would need to wear. And when I went and bought the ring, they told me, I'm sorry, they told me that it wouldn't be ready for several weeks because they would have to send it out to get it sized and all that. And I said, well, we're leaving on this date. I need it by this date, and if you guys can do it, it's okay. I'll just give it to her as a size 7 as it came out of the factory. And when we got back home, I figured we would go and resize it. Turns out it wasn't a size 6. She thought she was a 5, but it was even smaller than that. You're like a 4 1/4 on the ring size anyway, aren't you?
Yeah, so
it would have been too big anyway. But anyway, because the ring wasn't sized yet, it was a little loose. And I guess I kind of thought, well, she was taking pictures hanging out of the hot air balloon and stuff. I almost thought it could have fallen out just into the abyss, forever to not be found. But I did say, well, any chance that it fell inside your bag? Because she had a big bag on her, and she's like, I'm feeling everywhere, and I don't feel nothing.
Well, I didn't think it could fall out of under the basket because it looked like the weaves were really close, and I don't remember holding my hand over the edge to take any photos or videos because I was scared I would drop my phone. I felt like I couldn't hold anything tight enough, so I was praying that it was in the tote bag and not just fallen down into the bottom of some ancient ruins. And oh, it was so embarrassing. I didn't want anybody to know. The couple next to us found out.
Well, and then she started crying. She just felt really depressed, I imagine. But you started crying.
Did I? I don't
out of
remember.
sadness because you couldn't find the ring. So then that's when I had to come clean and say, well, the ring I just gave you isn't technically the engagement ring that I originally bought for you. And this is where long story comes into play.
Yes, Ron.
I had already bought her the engagement ring that I thought she would like because
Here it is.
months ago, maybe even a year ago or something, she was kind of hinting at if you're gonna buy me a ring, I don't want a diamond ring, I don't want white gold. She said, I want something a little different. I want yellow gold and ideally some sort of black stone, like black onyx. I don't want a diamond. So I said, okay. Well, I kind of saw what she showed me, and then I went and found exactly that ring online. And it's a coffin-shaped black onyx ring on a 14-karat gold, like she wanted. And I had it ordered, and I ordered it a few weeks before our trip to Mexico, which I was already planning to do the engagement proposal. Ron, I'm can't speak. I was already planning to do the proposal on the hot air balloon that we had already booked over the pyramids. I just wanted it to be really special for her, something that she
And
would
it
never
was.
forget. So I ordered the ring a few weeks before, thinking, oh, well, I'm going to pay for expedited, shipping, expedited turnaround time. And I did. And then a few days after I placed the order, like 5 or 6 days later, I had an email from this company saying, hey, we just want to confirm that you meant to say you need a size 6 ring. And I said, why in the world would you ask me 6 days later to confirm? Like, yes, I'm asking for a rush job. So I was actually pretty upset that instead of them even asking me right away, they waited like 6 days. And why even confirm? Like, I obviously placed an order for a size 6 ring, but they wanted to confirm before they made it. And then I said, okay, well, now I really do need it in a super hurry because we're leaving in like 2 weeks, and I want to make sure I have it in my hand so that when we fly over to Mexico, I have the ring on me so I can
I
propose
can't believe
to her.
he hid all this from me. I had no idea.
And
You're so good.
so then they were like, well, it's an engagement ring. But then I wanted to make sure that I was going to have it by 4th of July because that's when we flew out. And then I guess the lady I was speaking to over email, she said, I don't know that we're going to be able to have it by the 4th. So I was like, oh boy. She's like, we're going to try our best to get it out to you before you leave on your trip. They even suggested they could ship it out to like our hotel stay or Airbnb, but I was like,
no
no,
way.
it's going to get lost somewhere in Mexico. And no, I'm like, that's not happening. So I kind of waited around. For the meantime, I thought I would go in some of the local jewelry stores and see if I could get some sort of other ring to propose with, because it was either now or never. We had this trip planned to Mexico, hot air balloon, nice romantic thing. And I said, I really want to do it. So I was already kind of starting to shop around for a plan B in case it didn't get here on 4th of July. I did find a ring, and it's actually the one that I ended up giving her on the hot air balloon.
Yes, and
And so
it's here. Spoiler.
4th of July, it didn't come in the morning, so then I went and bought it at the store. And at that point, I could have canceled the original order, but I said, you know what? It's okay. I'm going to let her keep 2 rings. One will be the one that I actually give her on the hot air balloon, and then little would she know is that when we would get back home, then I would have the one to her liking that she wanted. It's a coffin-shaped stone.
Yeah, so I'm in tears in the hot air balloon, and then he tells me there's another ring. I'm like, what do you mean? Why would there be another ring? I thought it was so crazy that he had bought 2 rings, but it made me feel a little better that I lost the first one. Luckily, when we landed, I emptied out my purse and slowly took everything out one by one, and the ring was at the bottom of my purse. So
Luckily it was there, but I had to come clean, and I wasn't
Yeah.
gonna tell her until we got back home. Like, actually, here's the ring that you wanted, but when she lost it, and she thought all hope was lost, and she was crying.
I'm so
out of
glad I
sadness.
found it, because it's not even the fact that it's 2 rings, 1 ring, or no rings. It was just, this ring is so sentimental to me because it's the one he proposed with. And I always remember it, and I love it so much. Yeah.
And so now I said, well, you could keep both rings. The other one could just be on your other hand, so you can have a ring on each end.
What really matters
so that's
to me
what
is
happened.
you, not a material possession like a ring. Anyway, like, yes, I love them. They're my style, and I'm not really into jewelry, and like I do like rings. I'm not much into necklaces and stuff, so I do love it, yes. But what really matters is us, and that we're together and safe. And the hot air balloon, hey. And the hot air balloon ride went well. I was scared. It was actually really nice and peaceful up there, and the pilot was so professional that it was peaceful.
The pilot's name was also Ricardo, actually.
Yeah.
I thought that was hilarious.
Capitan
And we
Ricardo.
were in a balloon with like about 12 people, I'm going to say. And they were all strangers, so my family wasn't there.
Lucy.
The video that we did post, there's a lady that starts going, oh my God. It was just, people were surprised. As soon as I got down on one knee, people saw it, and everyone started all the people there started like screaming like, oh wow, and started clapping when she said yes. But yeah, it was really great. And then the following day,
Well, he asked in Spanish, so I answered in
Yeah.
Spanish.
so, and then I had to trick her in the sense of like,
Lucy.
when I called her dad to get her father's blessing, I said, I have a ring for Kelly and I want to propose to your daughter. And he was actually really happy, which made me super happy. And he said, yes, absolutely. But then he goes, I wish I could be there, get it on video somehow. And I'm like, well, without making it too obvious that I'm going to propose, I got to somehow get it on video for her dad. So what I did, I suggested to her, I'm like, hey, when we go on the hot air balloon ride, why don't we record a video for our YouTube channel on just like the journey on the hot air balloon? So she thought, yeah, let's do that. And then all morning I was like, okay, let's record how we get there at the sunrise and how we load in and the whole ride. And then the people that were in our Uber ride together that we shared to the hot air balloon, I told the guy at some point when we were like right over the pyramids, I said, hey, we're recording a YouTube video. Would you mind if I hand you my phone so you can record us doing a little intro for our YouTube video that usually goes, hey, we're Ricardo and Kelly, welcome to Back, okay? So I give the guy the phone, he's recording, and then right when I wanted to do it, the hot air balloon starts to spin the other direction because it just kind of flows with the air. So then you couldn't see the pyramids anymore, so I'm just kind of like, oh man, like I really wanted it to be like hot air balloons in the background, pyramid. And then I waited a little bit and she started looking at me like, well, are you ready? Like, when are we gonna go? And
I was a little annoyed of him actually because I thought, oh, you're wasting these poor people's time. They're trying to enjoy their hot air balloon and you're having them film us for our cheesy YouTube
it was
video.
only a few seconds that I waited
We
because I was
could
wanting it to
film
film this way.
selfie mode. Like, I'm like, why are you involving them in our drama?
But little did she know is because we
I
needed
was
to get as
embarrassed.
wide angle as possible from
I
across
was
the
so
way.
embarrassed.
Because I was gonna drop down on one knee and
Why
ask
didn't
her
I
to
know
marry
that?
me.
I thought I was like, why are you involving these poor people in our cheesy YouTube video? Like, I was so embarrassed. And
But
then
the guy got it. I was happy to just have that footage for her family. But
Yes,
immediately after
honey.
we landed, we sent it to my parents. She showed it to her parents. We uploaded it to Instagram and Facebook, and everyone just started just congratulating us and stuff. The very next day, we were probably like 100 miles away from that hot air balloon spot at Chapultepec Castle, which is in Mexico City. And we're just exploring, and then we ran
whole
into the
castle.
people.
Yeah.
We ran into the people that were right next to us, who also got it on video on their phone, which was really a weird coincidence out of the many millions of people that reside in Mexico City.
Far from the other city, in a giant city that I believe is the largest city in North America, in one of the biggest parks.
It was a huge
park bigger than Central Park in
It
New
is.
York, and in a whole castle, which is huge in its own right. Each room is
We
like
just
a
bumped into them
museum.
like going into
I
one of
know,
the
what are the
hallways.
odds?
So then the guy goes, I gotta
Yeah.
send you my video to your phone. And so they actually were nice enough to send it to us through WhatsApp. And then we were able to have two separate angles of the actual proposal.
So it was actually like, I'm so glad we found the ring, but it was actually kind of embarrassing that I dropped the ring on a hot air balloon. It was like a fail video.
But we found it, and then we told that lady,
everything's
like, we found it. She's like, oh, thank goodness, like, you have it.
I'm
And
so embarrassed I did
and
that.
because of that, now she has two rings, one on each end. And then the wedding band, I already have it to match that coffin-shaped ring. Ah, she just bit it. But I do have the other wedding band, and we are going to be getting married. The plan is February 3rd of 2024. So that's about 6 months away. We're already starting to plan our wedding. We already booked the wedding venue. And it's going to take place in Guadalajara, Mexico, where my parents now reside. My dad's retired. They moved out there. And I thought it would be extra special to do it in Guadalajara and have my family who resides in Guadalajara also attend our wedding. And she loves going out there.
It's one of our favorite places
it's going to
in the
be
world, and
pretty special. And I don't know if it was my idea or hers, but I'm really happy that she liked the idea of doing that.
might have been.
But yeah, I was telling my brother Abraham the story when I went out to dinner with him about how the proposal went and her dropping the ring and everything. He goes, dude, that's a video that you need to make for YouTube. Like, people don't know that whole story of Kelly dropping the ring, thinking it's lost forever. And,
Oh gosh,
and,
maybe they shouldn't know. Now
and
I'm
how she
embarrassed
ended up
more.
with two rings. But you know what happens? I think what happened is she reached into her purse. When she pulled her hand out, it got caught on her coat that was now in this big bag, and it fell directly into her large bag.
They told us it was going to be like 30 degrees up there, something like freezing, and it was so hot.
Well, it was cold, but then it got hot with all the fire going into the hot air balloon because it's right above you, so it
Standing
gets
next
really
to a
warm.
giant fireplace, essentially. But yeah, so look, I had a big, my Mary Poppins bag. I'm like a mom when I'm out. I'm like, I got an umbrella, I got sunscreen, I got snack. I always make sure that I'm prepared when we're out. So I had a big bag to hold all of our gear and our coats and some umbrellas and yeah. So.
But yeah, that's the story of the proposal. This video is probably boring for some of you guys. Maybe you didn't even watch this far, but if you did, thanks for watching the entire video just to hear our little
story
journey
time, I guess.
on the proposal. And
If you are interested.
yeah, if you haven't seen the actual engagement video, hot air balloon ride, we'll leave that video somewhere down here. We're gonna put it in the description of the video, but you guys can maybe just click over here on the side. We'll post it up here for you guys to click on and watch that if you haven't already. Stay tuned, guys. We upload once a week, and thanks for joining us. Any final thoughts?
This Sunday
Besides
will be
goodbye?
a chicken video for sure, and I hope you tune in. Thank you so much.
Bye, guys. Thanks for watching.
Bye.